The wisdom in 易经风水 is the foundation of world peace. Good day to audience around the world. Welcome to professional 易经风水 TV station, Weixin TV station. Today is Monday, December 13th, 2019, and it's now 11:30 p.m. in Taiwan. I'm Fiona Zhang Xinfang, presenting to you the weekly news of the world new religion, Weixin Shengjiao. Ritual for Amitabha Buddha birthday celebration, hosted by Chanjishan Weixin Shengjiao at headquarters Shenfosi Temple, Nantou County, Taiwan, has completed its 45-day rite. Depending on Wang Chan Laozu's heavenly powers and the merits generated from reciting the Weixin Shengjiao 33 classic scriptures, may the grievance of the spirits from the mountain world and the underworld resolved. We pray for the coming of harmony and a catastrophe-free world. On December 25th, the ritual was fully completed. Let's take a look at the footage of the day.
In the morning of December 25th, Chanjishan Weixin Shengjiao headquarters, Shenfosi Temple, hosted the Heaven Offering Rite before the completion of Jihai Year's ritual for Amitabha Buddha birthday celebration, benediction, and disaster elimination. In the afternoon, Yoga Flaming Mouth Rite was held to feed the spirits from the 3 worlds and 6 kinds of rebirths, and the spirits in 10 Dharma directions. Through the divine and merciful power of Buddhas, these spirits were no more starving after receiving the offerings, and the ritual had also completed successfully. All the spirits of Chinese ancestors at the altar are going to be invited to Linkou Stadium and be worshipped in the 14th altar of 2020 United Ancestors Worship Ceremony by the representatives of Chinese posterity around the world, in order to transcend the spirits to be reborn in the Western Buddhist Pure Land. In the veneration statement of Weixin Shengjiao 2012 Chinese United Ancestors Worship Ceremony, Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi had instructed to transcend the spirits of Chinese ancestors to return to the Western Buddhist Pure Land. Hence, all the spirits of ancestors from 10 Dharma directions were summoned to arrive at the altar of Jihai Year's ritual for Amitabha Buddha birthday celebration, benediction, and disaster elimination, to receive the Dharma feast by listening to the sutras and Dharma at the altar. Then, in 2020 Chinese United Ancestor Worship Ceremony, all the Chinese posterity will sincerely worship and offer the ancestors hand in hand, heart to heart, for transcending them to be reborn in the Western Buddhist Pure Land. Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi gave the following instruction to Weixin fellow cultivators at the Heaven Offering Rite.
今年2020 1月1日的中华民族联合祭祖大典的整个的法仪，是安定名扬2界同关照，列祖先灵安，阳世的人就安，就会平安；列祖先灵不安，阳世的人就不安。古来都是这么在经过。 所以在木下天命将士，这个责任给我们的唯心圣教，我们不敢想象未来的结果。 但是王禅老祖开示，依法修行，依教奉行，唯心圣教33经，就是世界和平的灯塔光芒，普照大地，普照满3000大千世界的法界。
We are thankful for the mercy of heaven. All the Weixin fellow cultivators have always been cultivating the way for the sake of the nation and praying for blessings on behalf of the people with the most sincere heart, compassion, and love. We piously pray that the Naga guardians protect the masses, they transform and resolve grievances to prevent battles. We further pray that humanity achieves mutual love and concern for one another, and pray moreover for everlasting world peace. May Taiwan be safe. May Taiwan be peaceful. Weixin News, Headquarters, Xianfo Temple.
For this week's Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi's footprint, on December 22nd, Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi instructed the rehearsal for abbot masters, flag bearers, and the celestial beauties from each branch temple and all the personnel of the 2020 Chinese United Ancestors Worship Ceremony at Headquarters Xianfo Temple. Let's take a look at the rehearsal.
The 2020 United Ancestors Worship Ceremony rehearsal was held on the 22nd at the Changjishan Weixin Shengjiao Headquarters Xianfo Temple. Color guards, lantern teams, the 24 sages, temple hosts, and the lecturers of Yijing University gathered to rehearsal for the Ancestors Worship Ceremony. Weixin Shengjiao Grand Master Hunyuan Chanshi oversaw the rehearsal and encouraged all to make their best effort for the success of the 40th United Ancestors Worship Ceremony. The rehearsal was carried out under the instructions of Master Yuan Da and Master Yuan Yi of the Chinese United Ancestors Worship Ceremony Association. A personnel rehearsal, the proceedings of entrance, exit, and offering rituals, along with music. Everyone strived to synchronize a personal solemnity, who contributed to the solemnity of the grand ceremony, which pays tributes to ancestral spirits.
今年的祭祖大典，一件非常重要和特殊的意义，就是台湾平安。台湾平安，世界才能和平。咱唔好讲后日台湾平安，世界就和平。只要你有那个信心，台湾大家一起来祈祷台湾平安。所以今年有天剑博士班，维新博士，这音乐呢，这刚才播放的“天公出巡，台湾平安好过年”，这是咱维新正教所有法师、讲师所有贤士同修，大家应该共同的期望。所以天剑维新博士，我希望新的开始，大家拢有机会来共修来读天剑维新博士。第一届的50位。也已经告一个段落，所以拄则的天剑维新博士咧放音乐时，一件笑话代志，我就叫你甲跳起来，音乐非常的活泼，很快乐，我跳。圆通法师他来嗨，这一首曲子可以嗨，这是老祖师尊赞叹咱维新贤士所有的弟子，咱拢本着天下一家亲的本愿。希望咱今年第14坛的祭祖大典圆满，大家平安，大家幸福，大家快乐。
The rehearsal came to a successful end. All participants gathered for a group photo. at the Dragon Stairs in front of the mountain gate, marking a precious memorial for the 4th Chinese United Ancestors Worship Ceremony rehearsal. Weixin News, 仙佛寺 Temple.
Take a break. We will come back soon. Now it's time for Weixin Shengjiao feature story. We're showing you the documentation of the culture of Weixin Shengjiao and our people and stories. Ladies and gentlemen, 阿弥陀佛. Welcome to Weixin Shengjiao feature story. Today we're talking about the instruction cultivating our mind, speech, and soul from a short story. Over 10 years ago, there was a man, Mr. Lai, who ran a small factory in Taichung City. He inherited a huge estate located in readjustment area and a large sum of money upon the death of his father. Because he was from a single-child family, hence he could inherit the whole estate alone. After paying the bill of tax, around 900 million new Taiwan dollars went into his pocket. He further wanted to create new business. Therefore, he came to Shenfo's temple to ask Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi the suggestion of making more money. After performing Yi Jing divination, Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi told him, "Our supreme god, Wang Chan Laozu's instruction for him is that he should accumulate merits by performing good deeds. Since he can live without fear of abject poverty for the rest of his life, he should take some parts of inheritance to provide relief to the needy as well as run public philanthropy." However, he couldn't accept the ideas. He thought that, would there be any people interested in giving money to others without any return? It's impossible. Hence, he left with disapproval. Then, 2 years later, Mr. Lai came to Shenfo's temple again and wore a sad look to tell Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi that he was getting ripped off and eating up his almost half of the fund on many investments which he should have never invested in the first place. Then he was facing several lawsuits. So he came to ask for advice from Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi. He insisted and doubted about the lousy result, though some fortune tellers and spiritual mediums had ever mentioned that he must earn a lot of money. Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi shook his head, then said, "You didn't listen to Wang Chan Laozu's instruction. He suggested you not to pay out of your pockets to increase karmic hindrance, but you kept engaging in speculation business. That's why the situation led to a dead end. The only thing you can do is to eliminate karmic hindrance by doing good deeds. As for making money, let's talk about it later." Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi further instructed Mr. Lai that lacking of self-cultivation is the reason for bad luck. The moral principle of getting along with others will be a crucial point in his life. That is, cultivating our minds, speech, and soul. Cultivating our minds is to develop our hearts to be benevolent, mindful, sincere, and merciful. Our mouth was not only for breathing, eating, and drinking, but also easily committed verbal karma, which can be said the root of all evil. So we must cultivate our speech by keeping an eye on what we say. In this way, our spirit can stay in clean, honest, and peace. If our minds can remain in peace, it may make us feel calm. The more we feel calm, the less verbal karma we commit. This is a virtuous cycle that makes fewer disasters happen. This time, Mr. Lai accepted the opinion from Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi heartfully. He practices goodness as his work, not only cultivates his heart, but also minds his speech. He and his family lead comfortable and peaceful life until today. Thank you for your attention for today's featured story. We hope that everyone cultivates his mind, speech, and soul. Wish you all the best. Korea's Jeju Tourism College, Dr. Shin Yong-tae, and Yijin Academy Association, Dr. Jin Yong-gun, visited Weixin Shengjiao. Both parties had an intriguing exchange regarding Yijing feng shui, compass, and related topics. Let's take a look for more details.
Dr. Shen Rongda, professor of Jeju Tourism College, and Dr. Zheng Tonggen, vice president of Korea Yi and Philosophy Association, visited Weixin Shengjiao headquarters Chanjishan Senfosi Temple in the afternoon on 25th. Director Fiona Zhang Xingfang, on behalf of Research and Development Center for Religious Affairs of Weixin Shengjiao, gave an introduction of Weixin Man Hall, 3 Chinese ancestors, and the Chinese United Ancestors Worship Ceremony. Director of Lecturer Training Department of Weixin Shengjiao Yijing University, Master Yuan Ping, Director of Weixin TV Station, Master Yuan Feng, Master Yuan Qing, and Director Fiona Zhang Xingfang, on behalf of Research and Development Center for Religious Affairs of Weixin Shengjiao, got together to welcome our honored guests. Dr. Zheng Tonggen, Vice President of Korea Yi and Philosophy Association, doing research in Yijing, astrology, for pairs of cyclical characters, and so on. He stated that there are 50 million population in Korea, but over 300,000 people are learning Yijing. In their association, there are more than 30 branches, each branch hosted by 1 vice president. So there are more than 30 vice presidents all over Korea. Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi had lunch together with these 2 honored guests. During lunchtime, they discussed a lot from divination to geography. They emphasized 2 functional principles to practice Yijing in our lives. They are make Yijing in our lives and make our lives in Yijing. They visited Weixin Museum and Yi Publishing House. At the time, Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi shared history of Weixin Shengjiao from how it started and what he has been experienced. This was to make our honored 2 guests can understand core values of Weixin Shengjiao. Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi also introduced compass to them and showed them how to use it. This is exactly what Dr. Zheng seeks for in this trip. After deep exchanges between 2 parties, our honored guests Dr. Zheng and Dr. Shen were surprisingly impressed by Weixin Shengjiao. They even purchased large compass and small compass after the introduction from Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi. Then they used a drone to record the landscapes, mountain, and beautiful scene around Chanjishan Senfosi Temple. Weixin News, Weixin Shengjiao headquarters, Chanjishan Senfosi Temple.
Take a break. We will come back soon. Back to the upcoming 14th altar of the Chinese United Ancestors Worship Ceremony. First, we're showing you this year's contents chaired by Luzhou Branch Temple and the 3rd preparatory meeting on December 15th.
On December 15th, the virtuous fellow Ms. Xiao Yiru and Mr. Chen Zhiming of Chanjishan Weixin Shengjiao Luzhou Branch Temple gathered people to host the 3rd preparatory meeting of reserved sitting stewards of 2020 United Ancestors Worship Ceremony. The ceremony is around the corner. All virtuous fellows are making the most elaborate preparations to get the completed its Dharma affairs successfully. At 10 a.m., the virtuous fellow Ms. Xiao chaired the meeting, elucidated the associated details about the reserved seating. There will be 7 zones for honorable guests, included A, B, C, D, E, F to reserved at the ceremony. Each zone has a coordinator to lead a team of stewards. Ms. Xiao insists that all volunteers should all join hands to support each other and work closely with the ceremony team. The meeting mainly grouped the stewarding by different types of roles, listed their principal and secondary role description with timeline, and aimed to support honorable guests to have the best possible experience at the ceremony. At 1 p.m., the virtuous fellow Mr. Chen chaired the meeting. The roles of reserved seating stewards included gave guest directions, guide them to reserved seats, and provided services. The estimated total volunteers required 80 to 100. The virtuous fellow Mr. Chen reminded that coordinators have to ensure that the ceremony fills up with guests smoothly, deploy your team to busy area as required, and ensure your team members are appropriately positioned to manage people flows. We sincerely hope to see that when guests arrive, they can be seated quickly and with ease by reserved seating stewards assist. All volunteers came with whole hearts, sincerely supported the ceremony. They are all equally important to the smooth running of the United Ancestors Worship Ceremony and perform Dharma offering to ancestor spirits. Weixin News Luzhou Branch Temple.
Shifting our focus to Taoyuan Branch Temple. Given that Taoyuan Branch Temple is the closest to our venue, Weixin Shengjiao Chinese United Ancestors Worship Association and Taoyuan Branch Temple Traffic Control Team have been organizing the parking lot, the traffic flow of nearby areas and inside the stadium, and traffic accident prevention measures. Everyone is doing their best to ensure the success of the grand ceremony.
On the evening of December 19th, the abbot of Taoyuan Branch Temple, Master Yuan Peng, and the class leader, Wang Guowen, convened the traffic control team leaders at Taoyuan Branch Temple and held the traffic control team meeting for 2020 United Ancestors Worship Ceremony. Master Yuan Peng and Mr. Wang, together with the leaders of the traffic control team, discussed in detail the work of the traffic control team of the Ancestors Worship Ceremony this year. During the meeting, the work of the traffic control team and problems that occurred last year were discussed in depth and the solutions were determined. The meeting included the introduction of 10 leaders in charge of the 10 traffic control groups. This time, a total of 106 volunteers participate in the team. At the site survey on December 12th, it was found that many of the original parking positions had been changed and are now unable to park. Traffic control must take place on that day. Under the coordination of Master Yuan Yi of the Ancestors Worship Ceremony Association, the parking area arrangement had been changed. In areas where parking is forbidden, volunteers in charge of the area should try their best to persuade not to park there. At the same time, the branch temple also purchased headlamps and other equipment to support lighting assistance in the morning and when leaving at the end of the event, reminding volunteers to bring rain gears and other tools on their own. During the meeting, each group was asked to report the number of tool car drivers and volunteers at 10 o'clock on the day to arrange the distribution of lunchbox. At the same time, volunteers were reminded to take other precautions so they can be successful in finishing their work. On the afternoon of December 31st, all volunteers will gather at Linkou Stadium for live drills. In the end, the abbot of Taoyuan Branch Temple, Master Yuan Peng, encouraged everyone that in addition to completing the task, volunteers should pay more attention to personal safety and warmth. Completing this task is not only the mission of Taoyuan Branch Temple, but also everyone's honor. The meeting was successful, and the leaders were confident that they could fulfill their mission successfully. Weixin News, Taoyuan Branch Temple.
Time flies by in a glance in 2019. Since the mid of December, Weixin TV station has started our Lunar New Year congratulatory short film shooting program of each branch temple. We have been contacting with abbot masters and virtuous fellows from branch temples. We have exchanged fervent discussions regarding the script, prompts, video tapping with every branch temple. With initiated incorporation and the exercise of different expertise, the production of unique ear and short videos is coming to an end. Let's participate at the making process together.
It's the end of the year of the pig, and the Genji year is underway. When everyone is preparing for the Chinese New Year, the photography team of Weixin TV has for each branch temple and films New Year clips in which hosts of branch temples and local virtuous fellows express their hearty greetings and wish everyone with a happy and prosperous New Year. Deity of wealth arrives in the new spring of Genji year, when there is plenty of cheer and Wangshan Laozhu blesses us with peace. The Chinese New Year is around the corner. With the spring couplets Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi wrote, we wish viewers of Weixin TV well-being, all the best, and prosperity in the coming year. Also, we pray for the security of our country as well as world peace. Weixin News.
Grandmaster Hunyuan Chanshi reveals the profound wisdom of Yi Jing Feng Shui in simple language. He integrates the art of divination, unveils the mysteries of Yi Jing Feng Shui in the hearts of the public, and creates a wonderful life for you and me with an authentic belief. Thank you for tuning in today. Please stay tuned at 11:30 p.m. on every Monday and 11:30 in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon on every Tuesday for every week's Weixin News on Weixin TV. Wangshan Laozhu, bless Taiwan, bless the world. See you next week.